Imagine standing at the edge of a moment that could change everything. A moment so silent, so ordinary, that no one around you even notices. There's no spotlight, no applause, no camera capturing history. But inside that quiet second, something powerful is unfolding. A turning point that holds the 100% truth no one talks about. Scientists might reveal the discoveries, the breakthroughs, the shocking results, but what they don't mention is the hidden battle that happens right before it. Today, we're not just talking about success stories. We're diving into that unseen zone, the space where doubt whispers, pressure builds, and decisions define destinies. If you've ever felt stuck, uncertain, or ready to give up, this message is exactly what you need to hear. Stay with me till the end, because what you'll discover might just change the way you see your own journey forever. In every major breakthrough, whether in science, success, or personal growth, there's always a hidden, intense turning point that no one talks about. Scientists reveal the discoveries, but they rarely highlight the silent struggles, near failures, and critical decisions made at those exact moments. That 100% hidden truth is where real transformation happens. When we look at the surface of any great discovery, success story, or a revolutionary moment, we often see only the polished, celebrated outcome. We hear about the invention, the scientific breakthrough, the grand achievement, or the moment someone stood on a stage and changed the world. What we rarely see is the silent, high-pressure moment that came just before it, the turning point. This is the hidden layer of reality that determines whether the story ends in triumph or fades into obscurity. It is not the moment of glory that shapes destiny, but the tense, often invisible decision point where everything is on the line, where doubt and determination collide, and where one single action decides the future. In the world of science, breakthroughs are often presented as logical conclusions of well-designed experiments, clean graphs, and published research papers. But what scientists don't usually emphasize is the storm that happens behind the scenes, the months or years of failed trials, the moments where their work was on the verge of being abandoned, and the personal turning points where they had to decide whether to keep pushing or walk away. Many of the greatest discoveries were born not in moments of clarity, but in moments of chaos. In those seconds or hours of intense uncertainty, choices were made that would alter history forever. Those turning points are rarely documented in journals or press conferences, but they carry the 100% truth about what it really takes to create something extraordinary. Take, for example, the discovery of penicillin by Alexander Fleming. The common story we are told is simple. A scientist accidentally left a petri dish out, found mold-killing bacteria, and penicillin was born. But the real turning point is not that accidental observation. The real hidden truth lies in what happened after. Fleming could have easily dismissed the contamination as useless and thrown it away. Most scientists would have done that because contamination was usually a sign of failure. But in that quiet moment of decision, when he was alone with his thoughts, Fleming chose curiosity over convenience. He decided to investigate what others would have discarded. That was the hidden turning point, a subtle but powerful choice that no textbook fully captures. The discovery wasn't simply luck. It was a decision made at a fragile, uncertain moment. Another example comes from Thomas Edison's long struggle to invent the practical light bulb. People remember the final moment when he succeeded. What is less often highlighted is the thousands of failed attempts, the financial pressure, the criticism from peers, and the moment when giving up seemed logical. In those final stretches, Edison faced a series of internal turning points where he had to choose between continuing a path that looked like endless failure or trusting that one more attempt might hold the answer. These were the quiet, personal crossroads that carried the 100% truth about innovation. His public image became that of a genius inventor, but the hidden reality was that he repeatedly stood at turning points where most people would have turned back. His legacy was shaped not by the light bulb itself, but by how he handled those unseen decision moments. Modern scientific breakthroughs follow the same pattern. When NASA was working on critical space missions, there were moments during launches and problem-solving sessions where unexpected issues arose. These were turning points that demanded immediate, difficult decisions without any guarantee of success later. History books summarize those missions as technical achievements, but the real transformation happened when engineers and scientists, under immense pressure, made choices in seconds that determined whether the mission would end in disaster or glory. The hidden truth is that every achievement has a moment of absolute vulnerability, where everything could go either way. Those moments are not glamorous, but they are decisive. This idea extends far beyond science. In personal growth, careers, and entrepreneurship, every significant leap is preceded by a turning point that is invisible to the world. It is the moment late at night when someone considers giving up on their dream. It is the moment when a leader faces rejection after rejection and wonders if it's all worth it. It is the split second when fear whispers, "Quit," and something deeper whispers, "Keep going." These are not the moments captured in highlight reels or motivational stories, but they are the foundation upon which the outcome is built. That's why this 100% hidden truth is so powerful, because it's universal and unspoken. Scientists especially tend to focus on results because that is how the academic and scientific world operates. Data, outcomes, and methodologies are valued over emotional and personal experiences. This makes sense in formal research, but it also means that the turning points, the emotional, mental, and even spiritual struggles, remain buried beneath the surface. We don't hear about the researcher who spent years isolated in a lab, facing repeated failure. We don't hear about the sleepless nights where they questioned their abilities or the pivotal moment when they decided not to throw their work away. And yet, these are the moments that separate those who make history from those who give up. Every scientist who contributed to world-changing discoveries has faced those moments. They just don't talk about them because the language of science doesn't usually allow for it. But if you remove those moments from their stories, the discoveries themselves might never have existed. Consider the story of Albert Einstein. People celebrate his theories, his brilliance, his iconic image. But before the world recognized him, he was working in relative obscurity at the Swiss Patent Office. His revolutionary ideas were not immediately accepted. In fact, they were ignored by many leading scientists of his time. There was a period where his work could have easily been lost in history, a turning point where he could have chosen to abandon his ideas due to lack of recognition. The 100% hidden truth is that he persisted through years of silence and rejection. He kept pushing his thoughts into the world even when no one was listening. This is the kind of truth that scientists don't put in textbooks, but it's the truth that defines greatness. Similarly, Marie Curie's pioneering work on radioactivity came at a time when resources were scarce and the scientific community was not welcoming to her. The turning points in her journey were filled with loneliness, health risks, and immense uncertainty. The textbooks tell us she won Nobel Prizes. They don't tell us about the freezing lab she worked in, the nights spent handling dangerous materials without support, or the moments she could have walked away. Her success is rooted in hidden turning points where she chose resilience over retreat. The same principle applies to breakthroughs in technology. Behind every groundbreaking innovation, there's a period of doubt, near concision, or intense decision-making. Companies like Apple, Tesla, or SpaceX have public success stories. But internally, there were moments when the entire future depended on a single decision. A funding risk, a bold innovation, or a refusal to quit when everything seemed impossible. Scientists and innovators involved in these projects rarely speak about the intensity of those crossroads in public interviews. They talk about the result, not the turning point. But the turning point is where the real story lives. These hidden moments are often uncomfortable to share because they involve vulnerability. They expose doubt, fear, and uncertainty, emotions that don't align well with the public image of genius or heroism. Yet those exact emotions are what make the breakthrough meaningful. Without those tense, difficult private moments, the success that follows wouldn't exist. This is the 100% truth that hides behind every turning point. It is not just about having knowledge or skill. It is about how a person responds when everything is uncertain. When scientists announce discoveries, they might mention the timeline, the experiments, the results, and future implications. What they usually leave out are the personal inflection points where the outcome could have changed completely. These are the moments where their belief in the process, their resilience, and their choices shape the path forward. The reason they don't mention these moments isn't because they aren't important, but because they are deeply personal and they don't fit into the structured, objective format of scientific communication. Yet, for anyone who wants to understand the true nature of success, innovation, or transformation, these moments are the key. In every field, these hidden turning points form the invisible bridge between failure and success. You cannot see them from the outside, but they decide everything. Whether it's a scientist in a lab, an athlete on the verge of defeat, or an entrepreneur on the edge of collapse, the turning point holds the real story. It is in these moments that courage, clarity, and character are tested to their fullest. And while history may not record these moments in detail, they are the pulse behind every great achievement. The 100% truth is that breakthroughs are not born in comfortable, obvious situations. They are forged in pressure, silence, and uncertainty. And most people never get to see that. And so when we peel back the surface and look beyond the headlines, the real story behind every turning point isn't a glamorous moment of instant victory. It's the hidden struggle, the silent pressure, and the unspoken persistence that shapes the outcome. Scientists, innovators, leaders, and ordinary individuals may talk about the results, but the raw truth lives in the quiet, often invisible phase where doubt collides with determination. That's where the real transformation is born, in the moments no one celebrates, no one documents, but everyone must pass through if they want to reach greatness. It is in those unseen moments that your character is built, your vision is tested, and your destiny starts to take shape. If you ever find yourself standing at a turning point, unsure and overwhelmed, remember this: the truth is not in what the world shows you. It's in what you do when no one's watching. That's where breakthroughs are crafted. That's where legends are shaped. And that's where your future waits for you to step forward with courage. I wish you strength, clarity, and unstoppable belief as you face your own hidden turning points. May every challenge you encounter reveal not your weakness, but your true potential. Thank you for listening, and good luck on your journey ahead.